Ser lite lagom stel ut som vanligt. Ja.
Jag får fingrarna på mig.
Ja, de gjorde en i början. Den är uppe.
Okay.
Den hakar upp på spärren.
Vill du få ut den här?
Den får inte ut.
Ja.
Nu.
Jag var tvungen att ta ut magasinet först. Hi guys, so I got to test the Tech MDR in 308 yesterday, and these are my first impressions. So we only tested it at the normal gas setting because we didn't even read the manual. Not sure how to reset the gas. So we thought let's just test it with a normal gas setting and it'll probably work, which it did. So the 308 version, you can't use steel cased ammunition according to the internet, so we never tried that. We did try different Bronzo military surplus and this German surplus 762 NATO that's really corroded and nasty, which I've had feeding issues with on other rifles, especially when running suppressed. This we did not run suppressed, we used the standard flash hider. So anyway, it worked. We tested pre-partisan, it worked. We tested GGG, it worked, etc. So we didn't have any issues with the rifle, but at the normal gas setting it was overgassed. So we had a lot of more felt recoil when compared to a Heckler & Koch MR 308. And the trigger is atrocious, it's awful, it's shit, it's really shit. So actually the Tldr trigger from start is better, according to me at least. So the take-up is gritty and long, and it feels like there's some strange resistance, like you're trying to run metal over sandpaper or something. I'm not sure. It's really, really shit. And then it breaks when you least expect it. It isn't a two-stage trigger. It's a regular single stage, but it's really hard to anticipate when it will break. So it's easy to be scared because it kicks more than it should need to at this gas setting at least. But it fed everything. So in my 308 AR-10, the SIG 716, it can't really feed from steel mags or aluminium mags for some reason. I'm not sure why. This did, no problems. All Magpul variants of mags worked fine. So no mag issues. We tested several different kinds. So function-wise, just feeding and shooting, it's better than others I've tried. Compared to the MR308, which has its own brand of magazines that are hideously expensive, that's good as well. No special snowflake magazines. But the trigger is shit. That being said, when using the standard trigger on the MR308, I got the same groupings as I did with the Tech MDR, which are really shitty groups. That could just be me. The HK MR308 had a 20-inch barrel, and the Tech MDR have a 16-inch barrel. That shouldn't make a difference at 100 meters, but the groupings were about this at best with both rifles. It's probably me being shit at shooting, but then again I shot my AR-15 afterwards and got like these groupings, so I'm not sure, but that has a match trigger in it, so I'm probably trigger sensitive with my tinnitus and all that. I kind of get a jump each time there's a loud noise, and when it kicks and has a loud noise, I'm like a first-time shooter. All that being said, it's a nice space gun, pew pew lasers, and so it's we never had an issue that's been seen online with casings ejecting straight forward. that worked fine. And it's a really ingenious solution. So they have a lot going for it. We did put a really big scope on it to see if we could get any nice groupings, but it was really hard to stabilize it because we didn't have an option to put a bipod on it. So we couldn't really stabilize it sideways, so we tried to prop it up, and I'll try to push it down, holding down the side and taking slow aimed shots. We got it as stable as we could, but still, yeah. On the other hand, with the MR308, we did have a bipod, we did have a rear bag, we did have all that, and still the groupings were quite shit. So, but yeah, more testing needed on that. We'll see what we can do about that. We borrowed sights from me because this was the first time we went shooting. So my friend who owns the Tldr, he doesn't have a sight for it yet. He'll buy, probably, he said we would buy Vortex Viper PSD Generation 2, the one of the low magnification ones. Things like 2 something to 10 times magnification for the 308. He's getting the 223 version as well, or he has that one as well. I didn't bring that one. I guess I had to try that one later. So yeah. So since I'm very sensitive to triggers, I didn't really enjoy the trigger. We'll see if there's a way to modify the trigger in the future, but for now, yeah. It's a neat rifle. It's hideously expensive to get in Sweden because it's manufactured in the US, then there's some distributor in Switzerland, and then to Sweden, so there's several hands that needs a cut from the cake, so to speak, before it gets into your hands in Sweden. So it's very expensive, equivalent of like $5,000 or something. So yeah, that's a lot of money. You can get a lot of fun rifle for that kind of money. But yeah, my dear friend likes his space guns, and he has the ultimate space gun now. So that's about it for my first impressions of the Tech MDR.
Se. Då ska vi se. Nu blir det här osäkert. Okej, jag tar övre mittenpricken då för att se det igång. Det är verkligen inte stabilt det här. Jag gör så här.
Jag ser fan träffarna. Om inte jag är helt fel så ligger den där 2 decimeter högt typ. Precis rakt ovanför pricken.
Det spelar ingen roll vart den ligger, det är gruppen som är intressant. Vi har bara grovt skjutit in.
Men det ligger alltså typ 2 centimeter från tavlan.